It is Saturday, December 12th in the NBA. My 4 best bets are on the way. Yo, what's going on, everyone? This is Austin from Calling Our Shot. We're going to get into a quick recap from yesterday, and we were so close to bringing out this bad boy, but that'll have to wait for another day. We were at 6-1. We loved the slate yesterday, and what do you do when you love a slate? You hammer it. Our 3 best bets of the day, all cashed, all 1.5 unit plays. You saw Halliburton over 5.5 assists. He had 5 in the first half. It was a little bit of a sweaty bet, but he ended up getting 7 for us. Luka over 15.5 rebounds plus assists. Flirted with the triple-double, cashed it easily. And the Scotty Barnes same game parlay glitch cashes for us. Now, we were a good game away from Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, away from the sweep, from bringing out the brooms, but unfortunately he didn't get it done. You can't complain. 6-1 over 5 units coming back our way. Unfortunately, sad news, the $15,000 parlay does fall. Now, we had that Luka triple-double leg, so close. Halliburton was looking good at halftime. A lot of the legs had faith. So if you're new to the channel, consider clicking that subscribe button. We're going to do another parlay giveaway at $16,000. So the ball's in your court, guys. It's 100% free to click that subscribe button on the channel. We really appreciate it. You can join the Calling Our Shot community, the best one on YouTube. Now, let's get into it and let's talk about, let's just go after it. But I have to say something. With great news, sometimes there's got to be some bad news, and that is here. So tomorrow, there will be no NBA video. I know, boo. But today, actually, I'm recording this video at 3:06 a.m. on Saturday morning, and I will be traveling, doing a day trip. I'll be returning later on Sunday, so I know you won't have an NBA video tomorrow. I was considering filming something ahead of time to get you guys something, hey, there's some matchups to look for. But honestly, I hate all the matchups tomorrow, all of the teams I really don't like betting on. So we'll just take the day off. You guys can continue. You can send your plays my way on Twitter or in the Discord, and maybe I'll give you my opinions. But we're going to get after it. The grind does not stop. Now, if you want an Austin fix, I got you guys covered, because the NFL parlays and player props video live later tonight, 7 p.m. Set your alarms. Get ready for that one. And let's get into today's slate. Well, I'm going to start with my best bet of the day. No 1.5 unit plays, because I don't love anything on the slate as much. We're starting with my best bet, though. And just so you guys know, I'll be back on Monday for the NBA. Voice crack. Nikola Jokic, over 20.5 rebounds plus assists, minus 105 on DraftKings. Yeah, I know. This line's ridiculous. 20.5, you're basically asking for a triple-double. And, well, Nikola Jokic, he's capable of that, as he's had a triple-double in 3 straight games, and it's still sitting at plus 200 value, in case you want to sprinkle on that bad boy. Now, Jokic, over the past 6 games, he's combined for 23, 22, 27, 16, 22, and 22. The one game he went under was a game we played just 27 minutes. Now, compared to over 33, 36 minutes in the other games. Now, if you don't have a rebounds plus assists line, take either of them, because I think he's got a good chance to hit both of them. But Jokic has gone over this line in 3 straight games versus the San Antonio Spurs with 23, 23, and 27. He's still, honestly, one of the most underrated players in the NBA. Even though he just won an MVP trophy, I really don't think people respect how good this guy is at basketball. And he really carries this Nuggets team. Without him on the Nuggets, they might be one of the bottom 3 teams in the NBA. So, Nikola Jokic, he's going to continue to dominate them. And you look at the Spurs defense, it's decent, but it relies on the guard play. Dejounte Murray and Derek White, which if you want to take Derek White's over in PRAs, you can do it, but I won't take it today. But, yeah, Jakob Poeltl, sorry, my friend, you cannot guard Nikola Jokic. It's nothing personal. You just can't do it. And the biggest thing about Jokic, you got to love the opportunity on the season, averaging 20.5 rebound chances per game, 3rd most in the league, and 12.9 assist chances per game, the 17th most in the league. But recently, he's upped those assist numbers to over 14.5 assist chances per game. He's still going to dominate the boards, grab a lot of rebounds for this Nuggets team that really doesn't have a guy behind him. So I'm going to continue to ride with Nikola Jokic, over 20.5 rebounds plus assists. Sprinkle on that triple-double if you really want to. Now, what's better than 1 Nikola prop? Why not 2? Nikola Vucevic, over 10.5 rebounds, minus 105. Now, listen, I'm not a guy that loves betting on Nikola Vucevic. Yeah, I don't love him more than the next guy, but we have to do it here because of the matchup. Over the past 7 games, the Miami Heat, the team he's playing today, has surrendered the most rebounds per game to opposing centers, over 18.28 per game to be exact. And just in their past 5 games in December alone, here's what they've given up. 16 to Steven Adams. Yes, 16 to Steven Adams. Come on. 16 to Bobby Portis. 16 to Domantas Sabonis. 11 to Jared Allen. And 11 to his teammate, Evan Mobley. All we really need is 11 from today from Mr. Vucevic, as he likely just camps out in the paint as he guards Deadman. And 2 other reasons we like it. Number 1, the Bulls are depleted. If you go to any injury website and you just look at the injuries, you're like, holy moly, you're going to take a couple minutes to read the whole list for the Bulls. They're without a lot of guys today. Vucevic going to have to play a big role, 30-plus minutes. Now, the Bulls already as a whole don't even have a backup really center, so they're going to need Vucevic out there. Now, number 2, These teams just played a couple weeks ago. Now, Bam Adebayo was healthy in that one, and so now it's an even better matchup than it was then. Vucevic pulled in 11 rebounds in that game. So, more importantly, over his career, over the past 11 games versus the Miami Heat, he's hit this over in 9 of the 11, and he's hit that in all 3 games as a Chicago Bull. In the 2 losses, he didn't get it in those 11 games. He ended with 9 and 10. So, he's given us a good chance. I don't love betting on him, but I got to do 2 Nikola props. You can't lose with that. Parlay him. It's a winner. Now, please don't parlay. Don't parlay. Mathematically improfitable. Let's move on to the spread pick of the day. And we're putting it back on the wagon. Giddy up because we're taking the Cavaliers. -6, -110 on DraftKings. This line's bound to change. You see -6 on DraftKings. You see -7 on some other books. I like it all the way up to 7.5 personally. Now, yesterday, the Cavaliers treated us nice. I mean, they're a wagon this year. They're 20-5-2 against the spread, covering 80% of the time. By far the best in the NBA. Now, you take on the Kings. They're middle of the pack against the spread, 12-14 to be exact. Cleveland is at home. They're 9-3-1 against the spread at home this season. The Kings are basically, I think they've covered and not covered exactly the same amount of times this season. And the Kings are coming off a heartbreaker yesterday against the Hornets. Both teams on a back-to-back. You saw De'Aaron Fox miss 2 free throws. They were down 1. He missed 2 free throws, and they lost that game outright. It was a brutal one. Now, if you ask me about Halliburton props today, go for it. Probably just going to avoid. Don't want to force too much. Now, listen to this next stat because this takes a little bit of thinking. Now, the Kings, they won 2 games ago against the Orlando Magic. Then the next game was against the Hornets yesterday. They lost. And on the season, the Kings have yet to have just a 1-game losing streak. Yeah, you heard that right. They've never just lost 1 game and then won the next. They have absolutely never done that. They've always had a minimum of 2-game losing streak, and normally that second game comes by a lot of points, and I think the Cavaliers can do it today. Now, these 2 teams match up very weirdly, but it's a weird matchup today. On one hand, you got the Kings, and they don't have Rashawn Holmes. They don't really have any big men to go after, and they're just going to be running up and down the court. On the other hand, or at least they're going to try to. On the other hand, you got the Cavaliers. Play pretty slow, and they support the 7-foot lineup. They got Jared Allen, Evan Mobley, Lauri Markkanen out there. All 3 guys are taller than anyone else on this Sacramento Kings team. So I think that actually it benefits the Cavaliers a little bit more than you might think. Now, I think the Cavs are going to absolutely dominate them in the paint. That goes without question. Now, you look at the Kings this season, giving up the most points in the paint per game out of any other NBA team. They've been just feeding guys, and now you got Jared Allen coming in, and it's Thanksgiving all over again because he's going to be in the paint just gobbling up some free layups. And so I wanted to add a Jared Allen prop in this video, maybe even consider like a player performance double, like a double-double and a win, probably decent value on that, but we didn't have any props for Jared Allen, but I think he continues the feast today. Now, like I said, you look at the Kings now on offense. Now they give up the most points per game in the paint. On defense, they actually try to score the most points in the paint. They average the 4th most points in the paint per out of any other team in the NBA. So they're trying to get in there, but now you got Evan Mobley, you got Jared Allen, and you got even Lauri Markkanen all kind of clogging up the paint. I don't think they'll be able to get in there, and then I think they'll have to be relying on their outside shooting, which Buddy Hield can't buy a bucket these days. I think he made his first 2 threes last night, missed the next 8. He's not been shooting it too well over the past couple games. So I'm going to ride with the Cavs here. They've been a wagon all year. We're going to keep riding with them, and I love them today. Now, I would have another over-under or spread pick, but I really don't like. There's a lot of sketchy lines, like that Warriors 76ers game, a little bit sketchy. I'm not going to touch that Clippers Magic game because I don't like touching afternoon games. So my final play will be an under, and it's on Stephen Curry. No, I'm not taking his points under. We're taking his under 11.5 rebounds plus assists, -130 on FanDuel. Now, I'd probably take this only at 11.5, probably not 10.5, probably stay away. So before you ask me in the comments, guarantee you I'll probably get another comment. I probably wouldn't take it at 10.5. 11.5 is the sweet spot. We're taking it -130 on FanDuel. Now today, Stephen Curry they're on the road in Philadelphia, taking on his younger brother, Seth Curry. And I have a feeling he's gunning for that record on the road this season. Now, gunning for that 3-point record tonight. He needs 10 3-pointers to pass Ray Allen for the most all time. Wouldn't be much better to do it if you can't do it at home like you couldn't do it last game. You might as well try to do it on the road, especially against your younger brother. Now, back to Wednesday when I watched this game, when we had Stephen Curry's over. Yeah, it was brutal to watch. It was ugly. He did not shoot too well. But what I did see, Curry not looking to get any rebounds. He was looking to leak out and get some open looks, which is few and far between for Stephen Curry these days. He's normally clamped up by everyone. And so he was immediately, if he didn't get a shot, he'd immediately pass it. And his teammates weren't looking to shoot it to get him an assist. They're looking to give it right back to him off some screens. He wasn't getting a lot of rebounds, and that culminated in Steph having a big 2 rebounds and 2 assists, 4 rebounds plus assists, and I think we should see a little bit of that again today. Now, on the season as a whole, he's averaging 11.8 rebounds plus assists per game, so it's a little bit, he would be technically going over more often than not, but I think that line's a bit skewed. Over the past month alone, in 13 games, he's averaging 10.8, a full number lower than that. So over his last 13 games in the last month, he's gone under in 8 of those 13 games, so pretty good. And lastly, the matchup, not very good at all. Over their past 7 games, the Sixers are giving up the 5th fewest rebounds per game to opposing point guards and the 6th fewest assists per game to opposing point guards. So Curry has only gone over this line in 2 of his last 11 meetings versus Philadelphia. With his focus on hitting some 3-pointers tonight, I don't think his teammates, I just don't think his teammates are going to let him get a lot of other things. At least the Sixers will try not to. So I'll take his under 11.5 rebounds plus assists. You can put it at 10.5. Probably not going to take it. If you don't have rebounds plus assists, probably lean towards his under and assist. It's kind of a tricky one. I like just the under if you can combine them both. Now, as a reminder, we might add a Jared Allen prop as the day goes on, so check the pinned comment down below. Number 2, we know NBA video tomorrow, so don't come spamming me in the comments asking where it is. And I know you guys some people like to troll me and just go in there. They even know, they are even listening right now. They're like, I'm going to wait tomorrow morning. I'm going to ask Austin where this NBA video is. That's what people like to do, and I won't be surprised if people out there do it. But I love you guys. No NBA video, but 7 p.m. sharp, parlays and player props. We're going for a cash of the moneyline parlay 2 weeks in a row, but on an absolute scorching run in the player props in that video alone. I think 16-4 over the past 5 weeks. I appreciate you guys for tuning in. I'll be back Monday for some more NBA props. If you do bet on things on Sunday, feel free to @ me on Twitter or send it to me in the Discord, and I'll answer you guys' questions when I see them. I appreciate you guys. You guys are the absolute best. Let's hit 16,000 subscribers. We're growing faster and faster every day. This has been Austin. I'll catch you in the next one. Peace.